Well, a very warm welcome to today's audience. A very good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, wherever you are joining us from the world. I hope that music woke you up. It certainly woke me up. I want to give a special thank you to our guests dialing in from down under, as well as North America, where today is a public holiday, MLK Day. I think the new president's being sworn in as well. I've been reminded that today is also known as Blue Monday, the day in which every year it happens the third Monday in January, where happiness levels go furthest south. So we're here to change that. You've just joined the Purple Express. There's going to be little to no blue in sight here today. And I just want to formally welcome you to EA Jumpstart 25. Now, we're live, we're on air. My name is Monica Visconti Patel, and I'm delighted to be your host during today's session titled Find Budget for AI Initiatives with Application Portfolio Management. Now, before we get started, allow me to cover off a few housekeeping items. So today, you can expect a few polls during the session. Please don't be shy. We would really welcome your participation. Also, we're going to encourage questions throughout, and we will do our best to answer those live. If we're unable to answer live, we will certainly come back to you following today's event with a specific response. Now, just to cover off a couple of components, today's event is being recorded. You will receive a copy of the recording after today's session. I would probably indicate about an hour. We probably have to let the Zoom platform render the content. There's a lot here today, and that will be sent over to you. And throughout the presentation, there will be a number of resources for you to benefit from. So just to orient you around that, if you click on at the base of your webinar banner, you'll see the word more and 3 ellipses or 3 dots. If you click on that, you should see the word resources. If you're not seeing it, let me know. Oh, actually, no, I stand corrected. The resources button is there front and center. So if you click on resources, you'll be able to see a selection of ebooks and content for you to download and explore at your leisure. So before we begin, because I mentioned that we were going to do a quiz, let's kick this thing off. Although the music was a great warm-up, but let's warm up the fingers with a little quiz. So we're looking to know who's joining us today. What is your role? Are you an enterprise architect? Are you an IT management? Are you a solutions architect? Are you a business analyst or a partner or other? We've had an overwhelming response to this series, which I'm so excited about. And I'm hoping that we can bring some goodness to our esteemed audience here today. Wow, about 65% of the folks on the call today are enterprise architects. You guys are in the right place. So what we're going to do, let's give it 2 more seconds. Let's see where we end up because people are still chiming in. This is really good. I think we've got a really good distribution of folks here, but really glad that EAs are front and center here today. So thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. 65% of EAs. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to try to get off this stage as soon as I can and introduce our speaker, but we're going to go to the next slide, and I would love to introduce you to today's speaker, Sean Gibson. Sean is one of Ardoq's senior enterprise architects, which actually is going to resonate with many of you in the audience today. Sean is a bit of a legend, both inside and outside the world of EA, and based on his current life story, I think he definitely deserves his own podcast. Now, we're not going to have time for that today, but I am going to give you a little sprinkle of insight into your speaker's background here today. Now, when Sean is not on the lacrosse pitch for the Ireland national team or spending time honing on his CSGO gaming skills or spending time with his lovely wife and daughter, he is helping businesses bridge the gap between tech and strategy. So Sean, although he doesn't look it, has been over 20 years of experience across healthcare, maritime, tech sectors, and he's been guiding organizations around digital transformation, IT governance, and cybersecurity initiatives. Now, he's got loads of expertise in enterprise strategy and governance. He's certainly been helping, especially in this previous year, with organizations aligning their whole tech with long-term goals and initiatives and navigating complex regulations like DORA. And beyond his corporate leadership, Sean has a passion for sports leadership, and he's played a real key role in developing loads of teams, mentoring athletes, campaigning on anti-doping initiatives. I mean, I don't feel worthy. Anyway, he's also got a BA in information systems from St. Francis Xavier University, loads of industry certifications, a lot of technical expertise with strategic leadership to help orgs navigate complex challenges. So originally from Canada, and after a number of international placements, Sean joins us live today from Ireland. And it's safe to say that we are in very, very good hands with Sean. We're going to bring Sean up in just a moment, but we're going to just go really quickly through today's agenda because there is a lot of content. And you're going to find that Sean is the yin to my yang. We're going to get somebody here who's a little less caffeinated and energized. He's going to be zen. And we're going to talk about the EA Jumpstart 2025 series. Very briefly about this week's Jumpstart, we've got 5 days, 5 sessions, 5 incredible speakers, really to help you understand and demonstrate how EA is and can be a force multiplier in your business in 2025. Number 2, today specifically, we're going to talk about how to free up resources for strategic efforts. So there's a lot of hidden treasure in your business, whether it's eliminating inefficiencies in your current operations or unlocking resources for strategic initiatives. Sean is going to take us through and give us some actionable tips to see how we can free up budget and manpower for high priority efforts like innovation, transformation, and the new term on the block, AI. We're also going to focus on portfolio optimization, and that's going to be a key lever for organizations to reduce technical debt, streamline operations, reallocate resources effectively. We're also going to talk you through a real implementation story. Got a really nice story from Jack in the Box, some great savings there, and an amazing champion. And you'll see how they identified opportunities, executed strategies, and achieved measurable results. The most important aspect of all of this is the demo. We're going to give you a demo of the platform and show you how you can apply the concepts that you've seen today to your own organization with tools designed to make this process seamless and effective. Clearly, that's going to be a taster demo. So if you want to know more, hit us up and certainly schedule a demo to see more insights. And lastly, not leastly, you've got success criteria and pitfalls to avoid. We'll try to give you some do's and don'ts. And then obviously we want to reallocate you and reorient you to the resources available to help you get started on your EA Jumpstart journey. So if we just move to the next slide, really quickly, this is going to be the 5-week series, a week packed with valuable insights to help you kickstart your EA initiatives in this new year. If you miss any of the sessions, as long as you register, you'll get the recording. You can see each day focuses on a different critical area of EA. The goal is to provide you with a comprehensive toolkit, some playbooks, some guidance, and downloadable out-of-the-box Ardoq solutions so that you can tackle your business challenges. So I think I've used my fair share of the airwaves here. With that, Sean, good afternoon. I hope you are ready to go, my friend, because the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much for that introduction and welcome everybody. Happy New Year as well. So yeah, let's get started here. So let's just start out by kind of getting an understanding here of APM. So I'd like to use a bit of an analogy. I like to build things as well when I'm not doing everything that Monica listed off. But imagine, so APM for us is all about creating an inventory and understanding all of the applications in your portfolio. So imagine you've been collecting tools over the years to build various things, to do various different DIY projects around your house. You know, some of them are fantastic because some of them you got on sale. And over time, some of them have gotten rusty or have broken, and you just, they become clutter and they get stored in your garage. Well, your application portfolio is a bit like that, where you've got different parts of the organization, and they're investing in certain applications, and over time, a new best in breed type application comes along and you replace one of the older ones, but maybe you don't depreciate that application and it just kind of sits there. And over time, maybe there's been business transformation projects or occurred, or different lines of businesses come up, and you've forgotten about what you have, right? So APM, which is the foundation of of all the efforts that we try and do, is about understanding and looking at an inventory and building up a solid knowledge base around all of those tools that you've collected over time and how they fit or no longer fit within your enterprise. The challenge that we find is that we've spent a lot of money, or maybe we're still in payment plans, or we've still got some investment left in those applications, or we're paying licensing fees. And where applications have become depreciated, maybe it's time we actually remove them from our application portfolio, or maybe it's time for us to modernize those applications. And really, this is about getting an understanding so that we can start to look through those types of initiatives. So the reason why we would want to do this is obviously we want to look at how we might optimize IT spend. This is probably the most crucial aspect of it, and a lot of organizations start here. How do I reclaim financial resources around redundant, outdated applications that are underused? So with APM, it gives us an understanding and an insight so that we can start those streamlining type exercises. This also allows us to redirect savings into different parts of the organizations, into business or value add type efforts, and help the organization improve operational readiness. So this could be looking at how we, to tie in AI, this might be looking to modernize legacy-based applications to support AI integration, ensuring that you've got enough resources for future efforts, and that you've got platforms that are scalable to handle workloads in the future. It can also help in this, in terms of optimizing our spend. It can also help identifying integrations and understanding of how we might be able to integrate future projects or AI initiatives with existing systems. We can standardize on interfaces for AI services and build better interoperability. Well, that's a mouthful. Between different applications. We can then also look at the business IT alignment, and this is quite crucial. So obviously, we want to be able to reduce spend on redundant and outdated applications that are not providing any value to the organization, reallocate those resources towards AI initiatives. Understanding that AI or that IT isn't just working independently of the organization, that every application provides value. How do we do that? Well, we understand that there are certain functions or capabilities that we have in the organizations, and those are the fundamental reasons why applications come into the environment, and that they are helping to fulfill and service those capabilities and functions, so that we can, as an organization, achieve our business goals. And then ultimately, we're trying to create that capacity for innovation. And the last dynamic here is looking at how we can reduce risk. So if we have a lot of legacy-based applications that are older or that haven't been upgraded or evolved, well, these create security problems for the enterprise, right? They create an undocumented, potentially, risk to the organization, and ultimately, because those applications might not be supported, or they're out of date, or they're no longer being supported by the organization, those need to be addressed. So having that total view of what is there, what you need to replace, and what can actually go, greatly improves things. And then also it helps you look at how the data is stored on those applications. So maybe you're using older data formats than you're likely to support in the future. That might be causing issues. You might have old, out-of-date storage practices as well. Data is not of a high quality or inconsistency, and these, when we start moving forward into looking at AI initiatives, if we don't have the right data models behind the scenes, we're using old data, incomplete data, data with low quality, then obviously as we train AI models going forward, that creates a significant challenge for the organization to try and true that up. So how do we as enterprise architects do APM or application portfolio management? So really broadly speaking, it happens in three steps, right? So for one, it's about creating and establishing an inventory of your application portfolio. So this is going out into the organization and understanding which applications are there. And this can be crowdsourced through tools in app, through surveys, etc., where we can go to business owners to understand, what they're trying to do and what tools they use to support that. Um, it means we can also capture some value or understand the value of certain applications in different dimensions. So those dimensions might include the technical fit or alignment with the organization's IT strategy. And they also you might look at the overall business value that application creates in your environment. So, how well it aligns to certain functions. Is it, are users able to do the tasks that they need to do readily? Or is it, an application that requires a lot of extra maintenance and work and creates a lot of extra pressure in the organization? From that inventory, we then would look to kind of visualize and analyze the application portfolios. And this is really about understanding how we can use the tools in app through the different visualizations, combined with the data that we've collected to create a meaningful story, right? So in the case of APM, we would look at something like an application rationalization effort, where we're trying to understand how we might rank or create a strategic rating of applications in the form of tolerate, invest, migrate, or eliminate from the environment, and then build on that going forward. And then we know that these types of efforts become continuous, and they should be part of healthy hygiene within the environment. So let's look a little bit deeper in terms of inventorying your portfolio, right? So for for us, we look at how we might, understand what it is that we're trying to achieve. And so as an enterprise architecture function, you're probably looking to, is this part of a strategic initiative? Is this part of a cost reduction exercise? Are we trying to improve operations as a whole? Are we trying to provide value in a different direction? And we know that there might be waste in-house, or it could be a combination of all of those. So we know that in those type of efforts, we want to collect some baseline information. We do that through solutions that we have in app. So things like application lifecycle management, understanding your business capabilities and how those are realized within your environment. You might want to look at the IT or the technological layers that sit underneath your applications that support those applications to understand, how applications are supported within the organization. And then also we might want to understand the costs associated with it, especially if we're in a cost reduction type exercise. Then we need to know roughly how much our applications are costing us on an annual basis, etc. And then once we've collected all of that data, we want to validate that. So, we can use the tool then to validate the information through data quality dashboards that can be created or that come as part of a solution. So we can look at, applications that are missing data, applications that don't have owner, etc. And then we can look at, if we're missing particular fields as it relates to, say, something like application rationalization, where we really do need to understand the value and the technical alignment with an application, that those fields have been validated. So as we move forward, we look at, the next step, which is about, engaging with a group of stakeholders. So we have surveys that we can send then to business owners of applications or technical owners of applications so that they can provide input. So, from a value perspective, it's some of the things that I mentioned before, but how well does the application enable the workforce or the user base to deliver a capability or function within the organization? Does it have a high ease of use? Is it clunky? Is it out of date? Can it actually fulfill multiple capabilities or functions within the organization? We might look at technical owners or an IT manager and try to understand, does the application have the right infrastructure behind the scenes to be able to support modernization efforts, to be able to provide information through an API, etc. So being able to solicit that information democratically throughout the organization allows us then to create and combine data in app to deliver something like a strategic rating for an application. So in this case, again, we're focused a bit on rationalization as we're trying to free up some budget. We would look to understand where our applications might fit into a time model, which is tolerate, invest, migrate, eliminate, as mentioned, and really start to hone in on those applications that are targeted in the eliminate quadrant. So the last cycle for us then is to prioritize and optimize. So, we can then take the information that we've gathered, and this is where the insight that the enterprise architecture team brings into the equation, where as they can identify relevant opportunities in that eliminate quadrant, and then they can start to focus in and bring in the information that they know. So enterprise architects might have insight into, resource availability, capacity within the organization, desire for change. They might have insights into certain applications within the portfolio that might be tagged for eliminate that are actually applications that you might have just brought in and are part of a future initiative going forward. But there's a lot of different insights that the EA team will have around your application portfolio that can then identify the right applications to eliminate potentially, to free up financial resources within the enterprise, to be able to move things forward, to move things forward in a continuous fashion. And ultimately, it's about then building out a use case for those particular changes, and then engaging with stakeholders to drive action throughout the environment. And of course, as mentioned, it is a iterative approach. So this isn't something that happens in a point of time. It's something that happens continuously. So I'm just going to quickly jump screens here real quick. And I'm hoping this all works correctly. There we go. So I'm just going to do a bit of a walkthrough here. I'm hoping that you can see my screen. So how would we go about this, right? So just give me a thumbs up, Monica, or just pop your face up on screen if everything is working and you can see the application portfolio. So I know I'm in the right place. All good? Perfect.
All good, Sean.
Thank you. Right. So what you see here in front of you is obviously is the tools, the interface, and what I have here is a workspace which has sample applications put into it. And these applications can be pulled in various different ways. You can integrate with a CMDB type tool, a ServiceNow, which we have out of the box. You can actually use the survey tool to solicit different people in the organization to get information about applications. Or you can do, very quick and dirty type Excel-based import of all of your applications within your application portfolio. So I'm just going to jump across here. So what we then get is, oh, sorry. Let me refresh this. Love it when I. Oh, there we go. We'll go back to here. We'll jump into our presentation, and that should open. There we go. Perfect. So within this now we can see, we can then look, we can start to dive into our application workspace. What you see here is our ability to visualize the applications that we have, or some applications that we have. So here we're focused on the Ardoq tool. We can see what capability that it's aligned to, and we can see who owns different parts of the organization, by extension the application itself, and who might be tagged as an owner. This provides us with the insight that we need then to be able to go out and get the type of information that we need. So here again, we can see this provides us we can see a dependency map. This dependency map allows us to visualize quickly where our applications are where our applications realize certain capabilities within the organization. And so this gives us that business context of how applications are helping us to understand where we are today. Now, I mentioned that we would then go out to the organization and we would look to address. So again, in app, we have a survey tool. So here we're focused on the technical fit or technical alignment of an application. And we can go through and we can find the applications that are in the portfolio that might be related to myself. So again, I'll just jump into here. And then we have some sample questions that are pre-populated. And of course, you can build or expand on that, but the idea here is that we want to understand the technical alignment, or these questions would be geared towards the technical alignment of an application, so that we can identify applications that are a good fit or a bad fit for our technical strategy going forward. We can also then look at the business dimension. So we can go out to those business leaders as mentioned, and we can look at the business fit to understand the functional fit of an application, the usability, how well it aligns to the business strategy going forward, how critical an application is. So we know if an application does get tagged as something that we might want to make a change to, and we know it's something business critical or mission critical, then there's probably some significant efforts that we might need to take as an organization to address that. Again, these questions that we have in the survey are indicative, and you can certainly add to these questions, but we provide these as part of the solution. Excuse me.
Hey, Sean, I don't want to break your flow here.
Yep.
I think when you were on the Ardoq presentations tab, the presentation may have opened in a different window, and I've had a number of people asking some questions in the chat because that's the eye candy they want to see. I don't know if it's possible to try it again. It may have opened in a different window, and that might be not in
Can you
Zoom
see
view.
what are you seeing in?
No, I just see the presentations all individually listed: solution materials, Jumpstart,
Yep.
APM. Yeah, I think they want to see the dependency map, and that's not coming through. Maybe you can unshare and share again. Oh, you're already there. Dab hand. There we go. Woo.
Right. So just,
Okay.
yeah. So I'll just jump back into the first two slides here, right? So the first one, was obviously, here is the dependency map as mentioned. What we see here is a list of all of our capabilities and how those are realized by different applications. Again, apologies for that. And then the screen before that was about demonstrating here how we can show different parts of the enterprise architecture and how they're interconnected, or the relationships between. So in this case, we're looking at applications and how ownership flows through to those applications, and what capabilities we have in the organization, both technical and from a business perspective, that are realized by those applications.
Beautiful.
So moving forward then, surveys worked. So I have to, there we go. I'm going to jump into my next one here, which is, so now we've collected the information through surveys, and we can then use, excuse me, we can then use the data that we've collected through those surveys and combine that data to provide us with a usable sets of information. So in this case, we're able to create a visualization, and we can focus now the conversation into applications that or provide that have low alignment as well as low value to the organization, and start to look at those initiatives in a meaningful way so that we can start to identify real opportunities um, for optimization or for rationalization. And again, the efforts of rationalization are to free up financial resources as well as computing resources and time and energy spent by the IT department that's spent on feeding and watering these applications, and devoting that into new efforts that'll provide value for the organization going forward. So as mentioned, as we're building that picture, we want to make sure that we are looking at relevant information that is up to date, that there's a high level of quality. So we might take the opportunity then just to true up and see, do we have all of the values for all of the applications? Do we understand? And in this case, the numbers where there's missing values is relatively low, as you can see, but obviously you have the opportunity then to address issues as they arise. So if we had, we had an application portfolio with 250 applications, and we had 250 applications that didn't have a strategic value, then obviously we would need to pause and go back and make sure that we got that information into the application portfolio. From there, we can now focus in through reporting, through our reporting mechanism, and look at specifically those applications that are connected, that are tagged as opportunities, right? So this isn't a de facto list. This is where the intelligence of the enterprise architecture team comes in, and they can start to dissect this list to understand, where the real opportunities might lie. And again, it could be based on a number of many different factors that are known, and it could be things like, do we have the capacity to deliver 5 of these in 1 year, 10 of these in a year, or do we have a relatively small team? So let's look at where we can make the biggest impact without creating undue stress in the environment. So we've combined the information around strategic rating with the total connected infrastructure. So those are all the servers and technology pieces that sit underneath the applications, to say that, well, okay, we might gain back, the computing resources in the context of, say, Oracle Enterprise, where we're going to free up 9 servers, and we'd have the ability to dive down into that. We can see that there's a single integration with that application, and we know that it's realizing 2 capabilities. So we would be able to understand, how it fits within the environment. And then lastly, we want to combine that information with cost, so we can then look at how all of our applications sit within our environment. So this gives us the total view of all of our capabilities, how those are broken down into the different applications that support them. They're color coded by where they sit, whether that's eliminate, migrate, tolerate, or invest in terms of time for a strategic rating. And we can look at the costs associated with those particular applications. So we can see here that there's an opportunity for us to save maybe $150,000 between a marketing platform and Crowd Compass for marketing promotions capability. So I believe that is my last demo slide.
Fantastic. There's a lot of questions coming. I love the questions. I love that. There's loads coming in terms of, you were just talking about costs, so I'm just going to call them out before we move on to the next set of content. Do you have a definition or what is included in total cost? The other one was, how can Ardoq help to factor the cost? Do we have a meta module for cost factors? How do you measure the business value? There's loads of stuff coming in. Keep them coming in. We'll get them answered. But just as you were just on cost, Sean, anything that you can add to that based on some of those questions that came in?
Yeah, so from a total cost standpoint, so it's kind of a multifaceted answer, but let's start with the
Yeah,
simples, right?
yeah.
You can aggregate your capital expenditure associated with an application, your operational expenses, or your ongoing operational expenses with an application, and we have a meta model that supports that, right? So our IT cost management model provides a way of taking those two figures and then rolling them up into a total cost. Now, that's quite a simple way of saying it. However, it can be more complex than that, right? So if you're an organization that also focuses on identifying the technology components that support it, well, you can actually attach those cost items to those technology components and then aggregate those to the applications. And then if you want to send them to a capability, or maybe your business, your financial model is more on an organizational basis. So like, show me all of my sales and marketing costs.
Yeah.
You could roll that up through to that part of the organizational structure, right? Which would also be part of your enterprise architecture. So that covers off total cost. How do we look at it? And then the meta model, as I mentioned, as part of our IT cost management meta model, which is a dedicated solution in its own right. There you go.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Awesome. 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 Look, if you need more information, any of you on the call, please, hello@ardoq.com, hello@ardoq.com, and we'll get you in touch with Sean. But let's continue on. We got a couple of more slides. Sean, are you going to be able to share your presentation slides again? Because I want to talk about burgers. So I'm not a burger person, I got to be honest with you, but even I am excited about how tasty this
Are we?
particular story is. All right, there we go. We can see Jack in the Box. So I'm going to take a moment just to walk you through how Jack in the Box, one of our amazing customers, and we love Fred over at Jack in the Box, amazing champion, great to work with, just a lovely human being, transformed its IT ecosystem using our platform. So what this case study is designed to demonstrate is the tangible benefits of leveraging a data-driven approach to enterprise architecture. So for those of you who don't know Jack in the Box, and I haven't lived in the States for 30 years and didn't know about it, but it is a US-based fast food chain. It's named after, funny enough, a little bit of Trivial Pursuit for you, the large Jack in the Box clown that stood on the roof of the first restaurant, opened in 1951. There will be a quiz after this on that one, so you want to know that down. Now, Jack in the Box operates over 2,200 locations, which really created a highly complex IT landscape, as you can imagine. And their primary challenge when they engaged with Ardoq was around managing and optimizing their IT systems, but at the same time aligning them with the business goals, which sounds like rainbows and unicorns. So without any visibility into their dependencies, like we just saw from Sean, that decision making was very slow and very costly. So we have, like I said earlier, our champion has been out and about at various events for us. Always happy to speak to prospective clients. But when we look at the 2,200 locations, Ardoq provided Jack in the Box with a unified platform to manage and align their IT portfolio across thousands of locations to ensure better integration and scalability. Number two, which is very impressive, 600K in savings potential identified. So rationalizing the applications across the entire digital strategy, they identified 600,000 in potential savings. Those resources can then be reinvested. So a bit of hidden treasure into forward-looking projects that support the business growth. Now, that they saw was enhanced decision making. So with clearer storytelling, looked at the presentations before, data-driven insights, they achieve faster, more accurate decision making, allowing them to stay agile, especially in a very competitive market. I mean, burger places are like Starbucks, so like every 4 or 5 retail shops. And so Jack in the Box now has a scalable IT architecture, and we're very proud to be part of that story. And it's aligned with business objectives, enabling them to adapt to future challenges and opportunities. So this is a great showcase of how our offering empowered the organization not only to overcome existing challenges, but to set them up for sustained success. And so this is where EA really can drive measurable business value. And that's what your key stakeholders are going to be looking for. So happy to tell you more, happy to, put forward the right people. Stay tuned because we've got another series coming up next month where customers are going to be telling how they made the secret sauce or how they put the yeah in their EA. Now, if we just go to the next slide, Sean, because I do want to make sure that we stop at the 45 minutes after the hour here. Awesome. I've got to do this. I'm in marketing, so we've got to let you know that our application portfolio management solution and all of the Ardoq solutions for that matter are available at no additional cost above and beyond the cost to our existing customers. So these are pre-configured meta models capturing the graph that is your technology portfolio and relating it back to your business. So that's giving you a real head start or jump start, to keep in line with the branding of this event, in managing your technical debt. So you can customize the meta model from start to right from scratch, and Ardoq offers ultimate flexibility there. That's really important. Out of the box dashboards are going to give you insights into those application costs, the tech debt, the rationalization opportunities. Again, customizable to your specific needs. We also provide best practice guides. So Sean here today is part of our team called Team Amplify. And if we just go back one slide, I'm nearly there. Team Amplify are a group of very esteemed enterprise architects that work within Ardoq. They possess over a century's worth of EA experience. So there's nothing these guys haven't done or don't know. And what they've done is they've all brought their collective knowledge together and have produced these best practice guides and these offerings. So proven paths to success. And then finally, are living presentations that help you communicate those findings to executives with impact, right? It's that eye candy. So the presentations automatically update with your latest data and ensures your stakeholders are always informed. Now that's all provided for free with Ardoq. One more slide, Sean. I know we want to take some questions. And by the way, this is the largest library of out-of-the-box solutions in the industry. We provide a wealth of resources to help you accelerate your EA initiative. So whether you're focused on managing costs or reducing risk or growing revenue, there's a pre-built solution to help you achieve that goal faster. And it's based on your capability and your appetite as well. But I think the net is that the solutions are designed by EAs for EAs and tailored to your specific needs and challenges. And the best part, again, all customizable to fit your unique requirements. So I think one more slide, we might be at the top. We've got a little poll for everyone. So we're at 43 minutes. We're doing really well here. So the question we want to ask, the biggest app portfolio challenge. What is the biggest challenge your organization faces in managing its application portfolio? So lack of visibility into apps and dependencies, difficulty prioritizing which apps to keep, retire, or replace, high costs associated with maintaining redundant or outdated apps, poor alignment between business needs and IT investments, or other. And Sean, I'm going to ask you, you've been doing this a long time. If you were asked that question, what would you say? And what are you expecting the audience to say? Is it coming in based on what your thoughts would be?
Oh, I can't see the results as of yet here. But if
Okay.
but if I was to hazard a guess here, I would say it's probably a high cost associated with maintaining or redundant or outdated applications.
Oh, okay. Well,
That
I think
hit.
our audience is thinking lack of visibility. We seem
Yeah.
to have 54%. So, yeah, fantastic. I think we're going to share the results now.
Yeah.
56% lack of visibility to
I like
apps and
I like the numbers.
dependencies.
I like to know where the money is being spent and where we're wasting things.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree. But that's fantastic to see. And I mean really that's very interesting and demonstrates where we can help some of you on the call today. So I think with that, we're going to be sharing some of this after the event as well. I think we are at the end. Sean, I would really love to see if we could take maybe some questions. There are loads of them. In the last, I know we're at the top, we're at the 45-minute. Can you scroll into the Q&A and see? We've got a few more. Apologies. My apologies. My apologies. Before we actually get to the Q&A, there's a couple of more resources. If we can scroll back, there we go. All right, there we go. Sean, I'm going to hand that over to you,
Yeah.
and then I think we're going to have to handle the Q&A offline. But
I'll
thank you.
I'll
Keep them coming in.
I'll try and rip through this pretty quick here. So we've got
Awesome.
a couple more slides, but basically, as Monica mentioned, we've got a bunch of ready to use solutions out of the box, and these are really focused on three different dimensions, which is about managing costs, which is what we've been talking about today, the reduction of risk, and then ultimately we've got solutions around how to grow revenue, so how to drive transformation throughout the enterprise. Just in what we've been talking about as a quick summary, We would want to understand what success might look for us, so we can create different metrics. So we've got a couple of sample metrics here, but we would like to see these reduce over time. Potentially we reduce the application portfolio, so the number of opportunities that are flagged. Eventually we're going to get that to a point of equilibrium where maybe two applications out, one application in, and then we've kind of optimized, and then it's just that continual life cycle change of an application. We would want to see that the number of applications per capability, that number comes down as well. And then we think, the main challenges that we see is that, or the three main pitfalls are, would be, excuse me, um, understanding. So if we solely focus on technical metrics like system capabilities, and we're not really focused on the business value an application begins, or we look at one dimension only, the cost, then we're destined to fail, right? Because it's that total picture, how things fit into the strategy going forward, how the applications have value combined with cost information and other factors, that allows us to create a more holistic picture of information. Another pitfall would be lack of engagement. So, what we're saying by the use of surveys and by presentations and talking to different stakeholders throughout the process, and then the creation of a business case around opportunities allows you to engage business stakeholders at multiple stage or milestones throughout the course of your rationalization efforts, so that they're constantly involved in the process, that it isn't just IT coming and saying, hey, we're going to get rid of this application and we're going to save you a bunch of money. And yet the business is like, yeah, but we use this every day and it's generating revenue in the environment. And the last thing is, this shouldn't be to iterate. So this shouldn't be a big bang. We're going to get rid of 20 applications this year. This should be a continuous project that happens as part of healthy hygiene each year. And I think if you avoid, focus on trying to avoid these pitfalls, um, then I think these types of efforts tend to go a lot smoother. Um, let's see here. So this is some marketing stuff, but I'll try my best here, right? So we're a 4 times Gartner leader in the Magic Quadrant. We've been chosen or voted for the 2024 Customer's Choice for Enterprise Architecture Tools according to Peer Insights. So just to say that, we're not just here. We've been here for a while. We are establishing ourselves as a leader in the space. So yeah, I hope that was okay, Monica. It's not my
That's
strong
awesome.
suit, but
No, look, Gartner is, yeah, it's a stalwart. So we're we're very proud of what we've been able to do with Gartner. So yes, absolutely. A lot of our customers here today and prospects look to the Magic Quadrant. So it's
perfect.
all good, all good.
Perfect. So just to say, and you've seen in the bottom of the presentation, there are a few resources. Yeah, so my last three thoughts before we jump into that Q&A, it's really, for me, build up insight. You get the data into the tool so that you have a good understanding of what you have, where it sits, and how it aligns with your organization. Constantly collaborate throughout your environment. If the EA team is just a group of people sitting in an ivory tower somewhere, they're destined to fail. It's really about that engagement with different stakeholders in the organization, understanding what the business is trying to do in the various different areas, how they deliver, the challenges that they face, and then ultimately being outcome focused. So working with the business to achieve real goals and objectives, and rationalization and delivering, freeing up resources to, implement AI and other or other areas that will provide value to the organization are incredibly insightful. So leave it at that. Jump into some Q&A.
I love that last one, understanding the why. That's brilliant. It was great. And in the beginning, we had some great questions come through, and even some of the participants responded. So, based on your experience, what is the best way to motivate teams to continuously update the inventory data? with regards to applications they're responsible for. I think you talked about surveys. Loads of folks have weighed in on that. I don't know if there's anything you want to. I'm trying to take from the top and down. We won't get through everything, but we'll do our best. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, so I think there could be multiple reasons why we do that, but I think the fundamental factor is ensuring that that they are able to achieve and get the most value out of their applications, right? So
Yeah.
if they're solely focused on what they're doing, they don't have the time to look at the potential or what opportunities out there to improve or find alignment in other areas of the organization. So at least by understanding how much value and what the business units are trying to do, when you look at an application, you can then say, hey, well, look, we've got 4 project management tools. Maybe let's try and see if there's areas where the business can work together, or maybe there's a better tool that can actually solve a bigger problem. So
Brilliant, brilliant. Look, we'll take one more. There's been a lot of questions around tech debt, and I'm not answering the question, but on Thursday of this week, same time, same place, possibly a different link, we are focused on tech debt. So again,
I'm
some of
not.
those things
I don't
may
want
be
to
answered at
steal
that
my
time.
colleague's thunder. That's definitely a must watch because that's one of our newest solutions. So I'm gonna
Absolutely.
mum's the word on that one.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna ask you one last one. And I don't know how difficult this one is. So would you be able to define a target architecture and score the individual applications in the portfolio against this target architecture?
So you can develop as part of, well, so as part of identification of different business processes or different capabilities, you would have the ability to add the applications that are both currently present in your application portfolio, potentially future applications in your portfolio, and score them in the same way. Thus, you could do a comparison then at that point. You also have the ability to use scenarios as a way of looking at what your future state would be for a particular capability. So if we were to say modernize an application, taking it from an on-premise solution, lifting it to the cloud, and then potentially redesigning or redeveloping that, reformatting that application, you would then have the ability to kind of see what that would look like under, say, a microservices architecture or otherwise. So yes, those opportunities do exist. There you go.
Awesome. Fantastic. Look, we've got a lot of you to get back to, and we want to thank you so much. Sean, number one, thank you for your time, your energy, your insight, your big brain here today. I really appreciate it. And for everyone on the line, thank you for spending your very valuable time with us, irrespective of where we are in the world. We hope we see you the rest of the week. Give us about an hour or two for this thing to render, and then it will be sent over to you, and then we'll spend the next probably 24 hours trying to respond to your questions. But again, any questions that you have, anything that you need, you can get in touch with us on LinkedIn or at hello@ardoq.com. My name is Monica. It's been a pleasure with Sean here today. Thanks again. Have a great Blue Monday. I hope we made it a little bit purple, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye. Sean, we're just going to go backstage. So if you just enter backstage at the bottom of your panel.